Okay, I guess we're good.
All right, it's the Sini-Gang with El Boogie.
And Sterno Supernova.
Um, welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Hope everybody's doing good out there.
What's going on?
It's been a pretty good weekend. Just the same old stuff going on, but
What's the
there's
same
been
old
some
stuff?
having a good time. I've been, like I said, I'm active with the Filipino group, and we were doing our induction for new officers, which means I'm no longer an officer in my group anymore, but I'm still active. So that's good in that respect.
Active in what way?
That means I'm
Like, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
Well, my group is about reaching out to young Filipino Americans in the Hampton Roads area, trying to get them organized, letting them have their own say in community politics, and do their getting them organized as far as keeping the culture alive, being active within.
Yeah, but exactly what are you doing? I mean, that's a nice generalization of
Yeah,
what you just said, but
well, we're
like,
trying
like
to
what's
create
what?
opportunities by either pairing with other organizations to do cultural dances, exchanges, networking opportunities like having gatherings.
Yeah,
It,
but you're still summarizing.
I know I'm trying to get more specific. I'm not trying to get narrowed down. Like we do happy hours events where we can at least give people an opportunity to meet up and talk and
Like,
like discuss what's on our minds. And also give people a chance to like
you still haven't said anything specific. I mean, you say we do this and we do this, but you haven't said what you've done. I mean, we do a happy hour event. Like when?
we did one maybe a couple months ago, the most recent one. Right now we're in the middle of the changeover, so we're still trying to you
I'm trying to give
know
you a chance to say, hey,
like this.
we're gonna do this on this day with this.
The
Come
reason
to
I
it.
can't do that right now is because the calendar isn't set yet. But
Oh, okay.
November is when we're going to do what we normally do is we volunteer at the food bank, try to do help people pack boxes for giving families food during the holiday season, either for Thanksgiving or after that, and just a regular Christmas holiday. Or we have in the past donated time, donated effort over at the Union Mission to again help them organize their food collection opportunities, and then in other previous years, we sponsored families, by collecting money for them, and then helping them go out and buy the stuff that they need. We've done
Is
soup
there anything that
kitchens.
is there any special event that you would say, hey, yo, this is the thing you should have been at. Man, you missed out by not going to this.
Oh, you mean
And I had the best time because I did this. Do you have any of those stories?
well, the one that I wish most people had attended was we did a big summer blowout at Sandbridge recently, but unfortunately I wasn't even able to make it. So it's gonna sound like a hypocrite because I had a family event going on, that's why I couldn't make it, and apparently we didn't get enough. We didn't get a lot of participation, maybe because of where it was located, but
So you guys had a beach party.
a gigantic. Yeah, we
You
had
guys had a beach party, and you sort of sucks because not too many people went. But
basically.
it would have been awesome if everyone
That was
went.
yeah, you missed out by not going there because we actually had a pretty good spread, and it's a little disappointing that we didn't get as much participation for that particular event. But it's well, you can only do as much as you can. If people don't show up, then you just got to move on to the next event. One of the things that we're planning on doing is in the planning stage right now is doing chocolate and wine tasting because there's a Filipino chef around here that does really good creations with chocolate. Like he did a chocolate shopao thing, and we talked about him about maybe getting him paired up with a wine vendor. So people like chocolate and wine. I mean, I know that's not everybody. I understand that. I see that on
Yeah.
your face, but it's just one of the things that's in the works. I mean, I can't really um, say too much about what they're going to do because although I have a say since I'm a member of the group, I'm not part of the organizing part of it anymore. I mean, I could suggest, but the current executive board is still trying to get get the ball rolling on what they wanted to do at this point. So I mean, I know I'm talking generalities, but that's because we didn't have the calendar set. I don't. I mean, and we've done a
I mean,
lot
I'm
of.
trying to get you to make it exciting for this. Like, yo, we've got this event coming up. We got a concert coming up. You're gonna miss out because so and so is gonna be there, or I don't know. It just, I'm just trying to
I
say,
mean, we had
hey,
some good events in the area, but it wasn't. It was stuff that we were helping other people promote. Like we had Sharice Pampango. We had
Did you go to that? Because I heard that was pretty awesome.
yeah, no, I didn't go to that. I actually couldn't for a family reason again. But and we had a good Filipino comedian. We both have seen Rex Navarrete was in town, and we uh we had what's it, Stephanie Reese, Broadway singer that's a Filipino that was brought in recently. All of the events were, from what I understood, were really good. I couldn't make I couldn't make them, unfortunately. Like, it's been weird, but yeah, it just happened that the stars were not working with me that time. So
Yeah, but what have you been to?
I know it sounds bad, but
I mean, I want to hear a good story of something you've been to. You haven't said a story yet of what something you've been to yet.
from the,
I mean, you said the beach party would have been awesome if you
Yeah.
were there.
it is a
The
really
concerts
it was
would
a
have been
fluke
awesome.
of scheduling this summer. That a lot of stuff that I wanted to go to, I had for whatever various reasons, like baptisms or a family thing, or I couldn't make it, and so I helped organize certain things, and I just couldn't make it. Like for the cookout thing, I was one of the people that was shopping and like last minute getting all the stuff together, and I was kind of disappointed I wasn't going to make it, and I was felt even worse, and we didn't get a whole lot of people to show up there. But from our
You didn't get to eat the fruits of your labor.
no, I did not. From our perspective, Sandbridge isn't like really, really close, and I think that might have been something that hurt
It's a
us.
nice place if you want privacy.
Yeah. I, it was a suggestion because I mean normally we would have picked a beach that's a little bit closer to everybody, but now we know maybe Sandbridge was maybe reaching a little too far out of our geographic circle. So, but like I said, the best you can do is try. One of the things that we're really excited about is trying to get more collaboration with the younger Filipino organizations like college groups like ODU, at Old Dominion University, our alma mater, the Filipino American Student Association. We're trying to actually make some inroads with getting involved with the Filipino Intercollegiate Networking Dialogue, which is
I just want a story out of you. I just want to hear, yo, we had this party. I got drunk and naked, and
we don't do the drunken naked type parties. You're not gonna hear that about this particular group. Even if I had those parties, I wouldn't share that because that's a little bit out of not the image of,
character.
no, it's not the image we would try to portray. I mean, if we had such events, which I can neither confirm nor deny, I wouldn't be putting that out there. But we do have some good events as far as we have actually helped people get jobs by networking in that respect. We help connect people with various charities. It's more that way. We do that stuff on the side, and if it happens, great. But we don't promote that particular aspect of our networking.
Okay.
So yeah, I know. Very vanilla answer. I understand.
Yeah.
I know what you were trying to do, and I appreciate it, but I don't have anything more.
I was just trying to help you out.
Yeah, I get it.
I was
get
just
it.
trying to help you out.
I get it. I do.
Yeah. I just tell the world, hey, Sterno's involved in this, and it'd be awesome if you helped him out. But I don't know.
Like I said, we don't have. I'll keep you posted if when something happens that we can really promote heavily. I'll put that out there.
Okay. Moving along. What are we gonna move to?
I don't know. Well, after the last show, we were watching this reality-based show then called Utopia, and it was something I don't know. It's been bugging me the whole time we watched it. It was
Really?
it bugged me.
I haven't thought about that show since we watched it.
Well, I saw commercials too, and I was like, should I still keep watching this show or not? I mean, basically, for those of you who don't know, this is the show I think we on Fox.
It's a reality show. It's your basic reality show.
Well, it's the premise is that you're not just putting people in a situation and making them become real like real world. It's beyond that. You're supposed to be making some sort of utopian society based on putting 15 people within the confine of a ranch. Which
yeah, they basically took 15 people, threw them at a place. They're by themselves with nothing. Well, I don't want to say with nothing.
No.
They're allowed to bring stuff, and then they start delivering them food, which I hated. Like, hey, if you guys are good, we'll deliver groceries to you.
Oh, you got to that part? I only watched the very first episode. Did you watch anything beyond that?
No, that was set up in the opening episode.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean, I didn't actually see it happen. So. we hadn't gotten to that part when I was, when we were watching it. But yeah, I mean, it bugged me that it was like I thought it was a really interesting premise, but it was.
So a Survivor, and it's sort of weaned off. I don't know.
Well, I
I
mean,
like Survivor better than this Utopia show. I like Amazing
yeah,
Race
because
better.
I do like it better because it rings more true. Because Survivor is like it's a competition. People are doing this, whereas it seemed like Utopia was like, hey, we're going to make. I mean, they didn't even say what the competition, right? It was just like
It's not a competition.
Yeah, we're just doing it to see if we can make the good society.
Don't they get money at the end though if they do it?
I didn't quite understand that. What the final outcome was if you get any money for that. I mean, I'm sure there's.
Because I mean, if you give me $1 million, I will do whatever you need me to do.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it's like during the whole time when we were talking, like during the breaks, I'm like, I don't know, they picked the most confrontational people.
I mean, that's the point of the show.
Yeah.
They pick the people that'll make good television, and they did a good job. People that are annoying, confrontational, yelling at the smallest little thing. That's as a producer, I learned this from Mary Ellis. Well, no, it's not Mary Ellis. Mary Bunham something. The chick who used to work for MTV, who basically started Real World and ended up moving to like do Survivor and all that other stuff.
Oh.
Basically, the lady that created reality TV. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she was talking about one time about how you can't be a regular person or a good person or people that work with each other. You have to pick people that will fight, like at the drop of a dime. Over the little thing. Hey,
yeah,
who didn't pick up their socks? Yeah, bitch.
If that's what they wanted to do, they did. You're right. They did a very good job because I mean, I don't watch as much reality TV as you do, obviously.
Yeah, that's why this didn't bother me. I mean,
well, that's probably why it did bother me.
It is good TV.
It's because I mean, like I was saying, I understood that if you put people that are like you just said, if you put people that are going to work together, that are going to be peacemakers, it's going to really make it boring.
You should watch Big Brother. You'd love Big Brother.
I watched the first season or two, and then
it's so much different now. It's like season 20 now.
I actually saw a commercial for it because I was watching football, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was still going on. I mean, I knew it's a worldwide phenomenon, but I thought it petered out and was like done.
Big Brother's huge in the Philippines. Pinoy Big Brother,
yeah,
man, that is like the most popular thing there. Pinoy Big Brother.
Okay, well, I mean,
the people on the show have gone on to become celebrities.
Well, since I don't know this, what is a big thing that's different in recent years versus when it first started out? I mean, you said it's so much different.
The way they vote people out is different. They do this like round table thing and challenge two people against each other.
Oh,
stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean,
Utopia is the same way. I mean, you don't kick people out, but.
Well, they have to get somebody in, and they have to forget when they get someone in, they have to put somebody out, something like that. I don't know. I guess I was hoping. I don't know. I would think I was hoping for something more realistic, but the only way to be
you're not gonna get anything realistic, and if you did, it'd be boring.
Yeah. I mean,
watch a documentary if you want realistic.
I know. I think that's what I was hoping to see, something more like, hey, we put these people on an island and left them for a year. That's something, I don't know, where they actually had no outside assistance, where it would be like, but then it could be Lord of the Flies and they come back, they're all dead and kill each other. I don't know.
That would be great TV. But then you're reaching towards a battle royale kind of.
Like maybe I just need to just forget that idea completely. Yeah, because if it was, Lord of the Flies is what they were saying. They mentioned that one of the guys. It'll be Lord of the Flies, but
basically they all end up fighting and killing each other off,
or they'll start forming tribes and I don't know, having warring factions. It's just I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm looking for a documentary type thing.
Yeah. And you're left with reality TV, Big
like
Brother's Real World show.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was trying to think of what would make a utopian system. I mean, a lot of the people, one of the first real big topics was like no religion versus religion, and they actually had like a Pentecostal minister as one of the people. They have people that are like totally anti-Christian. It was, I mean,
see
what?
It's tough. The show is like basically you're starting from scratch, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard when these people already have preconceived, I don't want to say religions or ideals, or basically they're trying to bring what they have from the real world or their own world into this new world, which is different from what I think you want as a utopia. I mean, I'm not trying to downgrade religion or anything. I'm just saying these guys were trying to bring their religion to the.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm just saying.
Which is. which I had a problem with that on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the fighting. I don't care if you want to fight about killing or cooking um
Chicken.
chicken.
Dead chicken. That chicken's still good.
That's good TV for me. But when you start fighting about religion, I don't know. That's it's not good TV. Not for me. Maybe for you it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like we said in the beginning, they pick extremes. Like, I mean, they picked a Pentecostal minister, which is like a really, a stricter denomination of Christianity, and they have like the extreme anarchist and uh, anti-religion person, and they have like, they have like
They basically just picked some weird people. A
they picked like
lot
a,
of weird
I
people.
mean, and they have this guy that's like he's a libertarian, and I'm like, he's like the extreme libertarian, like totally gun wielding, totally anti-government, totally. Which a lot of us, I mean, I actually lean libertarian, but I'm like,
That guy's weird.
yeah, that's the one that's like the weirdo guy that you're like, okay, he goes way too far, but he's representing libertarians out there, and I'm like, that's
They have one Asian chick in there.
yeah, the one who hooked up like the first night was that one guy. I don't even know what the other guy's supposed to be, what his what his deal was supposed to be, but yeah, I mean, as far as the minority, they have what, two black guys, one Asian girl, and is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking if it was more like Asian people, they would be a lot cooler with getting stuff done. People that came from a background where because they had one guy that was homeless, so I mean, I'm sure he can figure out a way to survive pretty easily, and not as what do you call it? Not obsessed, but worried about the luxuries. And then if you have people that have come from a background that are like, I can make do, I can do what I need to survive. I think again it probably would be a little boring because the guys would be like, yeah, I need a fire, I'm good.
I mean, you can say that about a lot of different cultures, I guess. I mean,
I'm not saying just
yeah.
not just Asians, but I'm saying any culture where anybody comes from a background where they're not used to being pampered with all the modern luxuries or civilizations, like.
I mean, you've heard of all these tribes like around the world who have been untouched by civilization, right?
Yeah.
Like in South America or Asia or something. There's been tribes that I'm trying to remember the one. It was in the news recently. Like no one did ever, or they have never been in touch with anyone in the outside world. I can't remember which tribe that was. I want to say it was in Chile, in South America.
I
somewhere.
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I might have seen that one. Like they took pictures of them from far away, and you can see that their habitat's been like being encroached on. So gradually they're getting cornered in smaller areas. But yeah, I think they were all like painted themselves red or something, like a red or orange or something like that. Yeah. But what do you think about?
But I'm just saying they. I mean, we don't know what's going on in their little world. Maybe they're just offing each other like crazy. I don't know, but but I'm just saying, I'm sure in Africa there are tribes like that too, where it's very little. I'm sure they probably met the outside world, but very little technology or whatever has affected them or outside world issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I remember watching that documentary Babies about how babies grow up in different parts of the world, and one of them was in Mongolia.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you were saying about that, like they were like some kids were like doing stuff that United States parents in the United States would think of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're letting them walk around.
They were playing like with pigs or something.
Yeah, so unsanitary and so.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, they'd show the parents from like San Francisco with the baby, dropped like a M&M on the floor or something. They would say, "Ew, don't eat that." And then you see the kid from Mongolia eating off of a pig that's running around. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like the family or whatever. And same, they had an African kid in there too, and it showed how they lived without like electricity and all that. And I'm like, if I grew up like that, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I can't do that now. Hell no. I can't take away my TV.
Yeah.
Don't take away my laptop and iPhone, but
yeah, like I remember visiting my relatives in the Philippines in maybe the early to mid '80s, and I remember thinking, how did they live like this? It's so different, from because I think I was probably like 9 or something when I went over there, and I just just the conditions and the lack of modern plumbing. There was plumbing. I'm not saying there wasn't, but basically there was a bucket next to the toilet, that kind of thing. And there's no real showers. You have to use a bucket with You
A
know,
tabo.
tabo, yeah, basically. And I was, you know, at that point when I hadn't, that was like my first real experience with how my parents had grown up. So, it was crazy for me just to figure out how other people, had, been brought up in that kind of conditions. I remember when we were like just hanging out outside my father's house, and then a whole bunch of pigs just went by. Someone just was herding his flock of pigs, or I don't know if it's the right term, but past the house, and I was like, oh my god. And
You ever see them kill the pig?
yeah, that's
That is like awesome.
I,
It's
I
scary.
I mentioned this before. It was one of the most scarring things that happened in my entire life. I mean, because like I said, I
How
was
did they
real.
do? Did they slit the throat first, or did
So,
they?
yeah, yeah, I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember vividly
Yeah.
the pig squealing, them shaving it, then they cut the head and put the pig's head on a plate, and being a little kid, of course, I thought that the eyes were following me, and
It still haunts you to this day, doesn't it?
it was because I had never seen anything substantial animal-wise being killed.
Get murdered.
Right, and it wasn't like, oh, someone hit it with a car or something. It's like, here's my uncles and my cousins, cutting up, just killing this pig in front of me. I mean, and then there's a freaking pig head on the table that won't stop looking at me. I remember also seeing like people killing frogs, and I don't think I saw a chicken get killed, but the
Chickens
frog,
are awesome too.
I didn't see a chicken get killed. I know.
They cut off the head first.
Where did you see that? In the Philippines or no?
Yeah, yeah.
You did? Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that one, but the frogs were bad too because they were still twitching, and I'm sure the chickens do that too.
Yeah, the
right?
chickens still run around.
Yeah, because I remember Brother Butterfly told a story where something like a chicken, they cut off his head, but the body jumped into the tree or something.
Yeah, the chicken still runs.
And
You cut the head off. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna look for that on YouTube later. Let's look up some chickens. It's the craziest
I know,
thing.
but I like as much as I think it's scarring, I also think it's good that I've thought in certain respects because I'm more understanding of where the food comes from. That it's some people are like, oh, I can't eat anything with a face. I'm like, everything you ate had a face at one point. Just the fact that you don't see it doesn't mean it's like a lot of people in American culture are just kind of like separated from where their food comes from. They don't want to think about how animals were slaughtered. I mean, you and I, we go fishing, we go crabbing. We know we kill what we eat. We put like live crabs in a pot. We watch them get steamed and die.
Does that haunt you too?
No, I'm just saying. But by the fact that we prepare, we are, because I know that like there was one person like, oh, I can eat fish sticks, but I can't eat a real fish with eyes. So I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, it's just because you weren't exposed to that early, the concept, or maybe even if you were, you just can't deal with it. I don't know. I think the fact that we are more in touch with that is better, than someone who's not. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm still like, why'd you bring up the pig? Why'd you bring up the pig? Oh my God.
I love pig.
I do too. I was eating some. I was at my parents' house before this podcast, and I had some lechon. Well, no, it wasn't. It was roast pork, but then we got the skin all crispy, and it was good, real good. Got some in my fridge right now.
I mean, when you go to a party and you see that lechon laid out on the table,
Yeah.
Someone had to kill it.
Yeah.
So if you're grossed out by, killing of a pig, I don't know. Maybe I don't. I'll admit some of it is gross, but tastes good.
Yeah.
My PETA friends aren't liking me right now.
You have PETA friends?
Actually, well, I don't have PETA friends. I have friends who are
Vegetarian.
Yeah,
vegan?
vegan, anti-killing animals to eat kind of thing. But I don't think they're PETA.
Do I know any of these people? I'm just curious.
I have a lot of friends who are like this. You might know a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, you do know one guy. You know one guy.
Okay. Well,
but he's not outspoken like I was at a party one time with him. I ate my meat right beside him, and he didn't care.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he said, "Hey,
it's coming to at my my old job where we had someone on the payroll that was really anti killing of animals. I guess she was vegetarian. I don't even know. She might have been vegan. I don't remember. But it was always like an issue when we had like a company gathering because we're most of the people were like meat eaters, and like, yeah, we're gonna have some roast pig or something, and just like
we're gonna barbecue.
Yeah, that kind of deal. And like, hot dogs and everything, and we always have to be conscious of her. It's not like it. We didn't just hate her, but it just made it like
you don't want to exclude her.
Yeah, we didn't want to. You're right. We don't want to exclude her from the company activities, but it did put a little extra strain on it. Anytime we had, like what you said, a barbecue or something like that. I mean, and I remember at one point we were trying to hire somebody from my particular group, and she had been doing the same kind of job I was doing, but for PETA, and and it was like. We were part of the interview process was her meeting the team and just talking about what she was into, and she was the opposite of what you were saying. She was outspoken about what she expected from people in regards to animals, and you could tell the tension level in the room was getting bad, and we're like. When we talked to our boss, we're like, we don't know if we can deal with that on a daily basis. I don't know if that was legal. I don't know if there's any kind of anti-discrimination stuff for that kind of deal. I don't think so. I think you only let to not discriminate because of race, age and religion and all that. But it was like, I don't know. she was kind of mean, that kind of thing. So just felt like when you mentioned PETA, that's one of the things I think of. I mean, I had a friend who used to work for PETA, and he was telling me all their rules about you can't wear leather anything, you can't eat meat on premises and stuff like that. And I was like, and when I was unemployed, I actually thought about working there. I'm like, no. If it came down to where, work there or not have a place to live, yeah, but, if I could help it, I was not going to work there. So. And don't get me wrong, I like the idea of that when PETA first started happening, when there was all these stars going like, yeah, let's treat animals better. I was like, oh, that's cool. I understand that.
I'm all for not abusing animals.
But then it started going crazy, and it was like stuff like, oh, name your town something else because it makes like I don't know like it was a fish gill or something or other. Like, oh, that's not cool. Or rename this to that. I'm like, I don't know. I think there's always people that are on the fringe, and if you start getting those people in the leadership positions. It can it can really escalate into something bad. So that's what it feels like when people mention PETA.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not against eating meat. I'm against, torturing animals.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody. There's nobody I know that's like, oh, let's torture some animals. There's no.
I know some people.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know some people that are like, yo, let's. I'm not gonna say names, but they're like, yo, let's do something bad. I mean, they're not. I don't want to say anything specific because some people are gonna hate that I said that.
Okay.
It's not me though. I can say that. I'm like,
okay,
no, don't get me involved in that.
No. Okay.
But yeah, some people get their kicks out of torture and stuff.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm against it. That's
I'm not saying it's. I mean,
I'm just saying
we established it. It's not you. I just get that, but I didn't know. I mean, when you think of degrees of separation, when it comes to you're one of my close friends, so that means people in my outer ring of friends are.
Yeah, you probably know some people who are weird like that. You just probably don't know they're weird like that.
I know that's the part that's making me uneasy. It's like, oh God, who could he be talking to me about? I'll have to ask you after the podcast is over.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think you don't know any of these people.
Okay, well,
you run a very safe ring of friends.
And I'm okay with that. I really am. I don't need to have an unsafe ring of friends. I don't know.
Well, sometimes.
What do you mean? Sometimes?
No. Sometimes it's good to have people who are ready to
what? Like throw down a knife fight? What are you trying to say? I'm not sure what you.
Yeah, because it's 1960. And
I don't know.
We're gonna battle the Jets.
Yeah, like the West Side Story. I guess.
I'm just saying, maybe there's sometimes you need someone that'll.
Everybody needs a crazy friend. Is that what you're saying?
Not just a crazy friend, but let's say. I'm trying to say this that'll seem very not crazy.
Okay.
Let's say someone had mugged your mom, and you're pissed off about it.
Yeah. Oh.
And then you call the cops. You call the cops. They say, yo, we'll take your statement and nothing. And then you say, yo, we know who did it. And they're like, yeah, so we can't catch him. Yo, screw that. They mess with my mom. Call up my boy on the other side of the tracks. Yo, deal with this dude.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
It's always good to have
I
one
have
of
some
those
people
guys.
that I might consider doing that, but they're iffy. They're very iffy. You know.
But you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I don't got that guy I can call. Like, I know a guy. Who,
Yo,
I know what you
yo,
mean.
this dude messed with my mom. Help me out. And they'll be like, yo.
And I think that as we've gotten older, I think less and less of people that I might have called for that are
Yeah,
up for that
you
kind of
run a
thing.
very safe ring of friends.
They weren't as safe when we were younger. I want to say that. I mean,
Okay.
I think we've all gotten safer as we've gotten older.
Yeah. I mean, I still have some that are in jail, so. When they get out, though. When they get out.
Oh, my God.
I got to get their number again.
Oh, Lord. Man. I mean, I knew you had more connections, especially in that kind of stuff than I did, but yeah. Just to hear you verbalize it's kind of, I don't know.
I mean, I have like a couple hookups if I ever needed
Oh, boy. I don't know. Where's he going? Where's he
no,
going?
like let's say you had a friend say, hey, do you have a good hookup for some weed or something?
Yeah.
If some girl came up to you and said, I like to smoke a little ganja, can you help me out? Would you have a place to go?
No.
Yeah, see,
I'm actually okay with that. I mean, no, because it's not really my thing. And I have friends that were into that when they were younger, but I mean that wasn't my deal. So I'm okay with not having that connection.
All right.
I mean, but if she she's like the ultra hot woman of my dreams, and I would feel bad, but I would still be okay with not having that particular connection.
Yeah, send her my way.
I know. It's probably gonna be that would actually
way.
probably be the way it would go. Like I know Boogie, he probably knows people. That's probably you're my degree of separation in a good way. You separate me from them, but I can, you can be the portal to this whole other world that I don't really step in.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, one little turn in my life, I would have been that badass. I would have been.
I was this close to being badass.
I would have been that guy.
Like someone mugged my mom.
I would have been the wolf. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the wolf from you talking about Pulp Fiction?
Pulp
right?
Fiction.
Yeah.
The guy you call to clear up the mess, or
yeah. Yeah. Oh, you call him the wolf? Oh, that's all you had to say. Call him the wolf. God. Oh boy. I don't know how we got to us committing when people that commit crimes, but it's good to know.
Hey, like I said,
as long as I got one person that can get me to a wolf type person, I'm good. I think.
Yeah, I think some of my peoples wouldn't do it for people like friends of friends. They'd do it for me though.
Oh, I understand.
Like if I said, hey, I have a friend, they're like, no, we're not going to jail for him.
I can get that. I do understand that. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's movies like that, but I can't remember one right now. Oh.
So speaking of jail stuff, it's funny. I was watching some football at my parents' house, and my mom just starts talking to me about Ray Rice and about Adrian Peterson, and I know what happened.
So did you watch the Ray Rice video where he?
I did watch the Ray Rice video because
where he punches his girlfriend.
He knocks her out, and then apparently I didn't know this part. My mom told me that she woke up and said something like, "How could you do this to the mother of your children?" And,
well, they were in a big fight anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think
they were fighting before.
I think she said she had spat on him or attacked him earlier or did it during. I was kind of unsure about some of the stuff that maybe happened before the elevator or right before he knocked her out. I mean, she was coming at him a little bit, then he knocked her out. I mean, I was just like,
they were just in Atlantic City. They had a big fight, and
but
it ended up with him punching her.
And then he dragged her out of the elevator, and I'm not sure what the guard said. I'm not sure what the exchange was between the guards and him because there was no audio as far as I know.
No, it's just the elevator
security cam, right? Yeah.
Cam. I was in a bunch of elevators this weekend. Every time I got in an elevator, I'm looking for that camera. Because I mean, I've actually read up on this stuff from before about security cameras. Like, how come we get all these videos from elevators, but you never see the cameras? because you would think you'd see a big dome with a big
Oh
camera.
no, they put him in the corner. They put him like in.
Yeah, even in the corners and all that. But it could be like a pinhole now.
Yeah, that's what they.
Or like you have a speaker, one of those little speakers.
And you go through the grating. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those speakers could be
the lipstick style camera, the speaker type
yeah,
one.
even smaller than lipstick style now. They are like fiber optic tiny. Like,
oh,
wow.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know they had those cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know those were widely distributed.
Yeah. If you get in an elevator with a big camera, that's just basically a deterrent saying, hey, don't do anything bad in this elevator. They're not expecting to catch anything. But if they hide the camera, they think stuff are happening in there.
They have the option of not.
And they want to catch people.
Oh, okay.
This is coming from a security guy who used to work in a casino.
I see.
He says that if to deter people from doing stuff, they would put the big camera. But if they want to catch people,
that's the same idea of like a speed trap where the cop is hiding versus sometimes they just put like an empty squad car like in a spot so people don't speed, and then that was just an empty car. They were just trying to get me not to speed, and I went,
Yeah. So yeah, he beat it. He swung over he swung the left hook and knocked her out.
Yeah.
And now they're married.
Yeah, and then she was defending him, which
yeah, because that's her husband now.
That's a livelihood.
And that's his job.
So she's not.
So he's out of a job now,
right.
And they have no more income.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot more. I mean, I know there's a lot more to it.
We could talk forever about this.
Well, I know, and I think it was right that he lost his job, from the NFL, but
And the big story is the NFL only suspended him 2 games at first.
Right.
And then the video came out, and then they suspended him indefinitely.
And then it came out later that they might have given the video to NFL earlier than we knew
that's a whole other
yeah,
thing.
I mean, so the
whole NFL side of it is
Goodell might be out of a job. Who knows? That's what my mom was saying. I think he's gonna be fired. I'm like, wow. To me, it's weird that my mom was talking to me about football to begin with, but then she told me all this other stuff, and I'm like, I knew it. I wasn't like I didn't know, but it's just weird that she was talking to me. And then she was also talking about Adrian Peterson, because of his child abuse. I guess it's a conviction. I know.
Adrian Peterson went to jail the other day.
Yeah, I don't think he's been on trial. He was.
No, he got booked into jail and $15,000 bail.
And when I first heard the story, I didn't have all the details, and I was like, I wonder how far he went. It was like, because I heard he was, like not whipping, but like disciplining his child with like.
Yeah, he spanked his kid with a switch.
Right, which I mean, as long as he don't, and I was thinking, as long as he doesn't draw blood or leave a mark.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And then when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, he
drew blood
and he left marks.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't think not that it's like, oh no, he left a mark, he left evidence. I'm like, no, he shouldn't have gone to the point where he hurt this kid to that point. It should have been like, ouch, ouch, but not like, oh, I'm gonna,
Yeah, he spanked the kid
way too far.
But see, the thing is, long time ago, growing up, even when we were growing up, that was, I mean, I remember in my elementary school, the principal used to spank kids
with a paddle.
Yeah, which would leave marks too. At times.
I went to Catholic school. I don't remember. I
was at a public school and they did this.
I don't think we had a paddle, but I don't know, because
I remember we had a paddle.
I was a good kid. I was actually too shy to do anything wrong. So
I never got spanked in school.
Yeah, so
if I did, boy.
Yeah, I get it.
I would have been. I probably would have turned and. I wouldn't be the nice guy you're listening to today.
You were so one turn. Would have been that guy.
But I'm just saying, you hear the stories about, when I was growing up, I used to get spanked, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, back then they would leave marks and all that. And even, I'll say back in the 70s, back when I would hear people getting spanked and leaving marks. It wasn't frowned upon then.
He drew blood, right?
But I'm saying when he grew up, see, this is he's never denied any of this. He's never denied any of this. He's saying when he grew up, this is how he got disciplined, and he's doing the same thing to his kids.
Yeah.
So when the kid did something bad, he spanked them. He spanked the kid with a switch, with a tree branch, if you don't know what a switch is.
Yeah.
A tree branch and drew blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then nowadays, if you do that, it's like, oh, that's not good. Things are different today. The thing is,
what, he got caught? What are you
trying? No, he never denied anything, and he's never tried to lie about anything. He's been straight up. Yeah, I spanked my kid, and that's how I grew up.
But the thing
And
is,
then that sort of brings the moral dilemmas about spanking your kids and all that.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, in certain people's minds, it's still okay. In certain other people's minds, what we've learned is it might not be okay because it's.
I think it's okay. I actually think it's okay to spank your kids to a point. And there's a definite point once you get beyond that point, it becomes abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit I've seen some YouTube videos with like parents spanking their kids pretty bad for doing stupid things, and I was sort of like, yeah, good job, good. Well, I mean,
I understand what you're saying because I've been around a lot of kids that don't get disciplined, and you're like, oh, that kid needs to be spanked, but and you think their parents never spank them, and that's why they're like that. That's
it's a big debate that we're not exactly experts on.
Because neither one of us is a parent, so.
But we have our opinions.
I mean, we were both children growing up with parents that, I mean, like you said, we both been disciplined. I didn't really get spanked all that much, but I did get spanked, and when it did happen, I was like,
you had that fear though.
Yeah.
You had that fear. If I did something bad,
I'm
gonna get the belt.
Right. I mean, and
so I'm not gonna.
I never thought my life was in danger. I never thought I was gonna get beat up so bad that I couldn't walk or something. But it's still, you don't want to be spanked. My parents would give me that look. I'm like, oh crap. If my mom started counting, I knew, okay, she'd give me the warning before it gets really bad. So, and if I ever escalated to the point where she just said, no, forget the counting, I'm just going to spank you. I'm like, oh, I'm so messed up now.
I know. My dad would take off his chanelas and just hold it up in the air. And that was the sign, like, yo. I mean, that's like the international symbol of don't be bad. It's him holding his chanelas in the air. Anytime I see it,
and I'm not saying I don't agree with it, but like the first time I saw a kid get put in timeout, I didn't even know what it was. Like one of our friends had put one of their children in timeout, and I'm like, why are you over here by yourself? How are you doing? I wasn't trying to be a smart ass. I just didn't know I'd never seen the concept put into action. I mean, if I'd known what it was, of course I wouldn't have messed with him or anything. But but I was just like, whoa, okay, this is. And I mean, for some kids it works. I mean, I've seen kids where timeout's good enough.
Yeah.
But I still don't. I don't say it's wrong for people to discipline the kids with a little spanking. That up to a point. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But those pictures, yep, he went too far. That's my immediate reaction to it. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, he beat him up. He was child abuse," and I'm like, "Okay." If my mom says that, you know that he definitely went too far. I mean, my mom wasn't a disciplinarian.
Your mom must have been watching something, because I mean,
what do you mean?
I'm guessing. Well, all this stuff is hit regular news, I guess.
Yeah.
It's no longer just sports news.
Yeah. She watches a lot of the shows. Like she watches a lot of the gossip shows and and the sensationalized news. I don't know, Inside Edition, stuff like that. Those kind of things. That's a lot of stuff. Since she retired, she watches more of that than she used to when I lived there. So she's more in touch with like the gossip and like the little minutia of people that are famous, and I'm like, oh really, this happened to. She's like, yeah, you know what happened to Kanye West? I'm like, what happened? This isn't what you used to be into before. But see, it's like
Kanye West trying to make a handicapped person stand up at his concert.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't. Is there video of that? Because I just saw the headline.
There's video of him saying it. I've never seen the video.
So he stopped the concert and said, hey, yo, get up. That was basically what happened. I mean, I only saw the headline.
Basically, it's like, I want to see everyone on their feet. Then the person in the wheelchair can't get up.
Oh, my God.
He's like, yeah, I'm not going on until that person stands up. And it happened like twice. And then the one person had a fake leg, so she put her leg up in the air. Like, okay, you're good.
So he wasn't trying to be mean-spirited. He just was being kind of not thinking.
Sort of. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of Kanye hate. They want to hate on Kanye for every single thing he does, but I mean,
he's done stuff in the past that that's drawn some
but
understandable reaction.
But to me, it's nothing. That's Kanye being Kanye. And when I say that, it's like, don't worry about him. He doesn't rap about killing people. He doesn't rap about drugs.
Yeah.
He's all about fashion. He's an asshole, but he's very often, I'd say 75% of people on radio.
Okay. I don't really listen to Kanye.
He's not a gang guy. He doesn't rap about raping women or doing anything bad to women.
Okay.
So you want to rag on him about being an asshole? That's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, my mom was watching all these shows, and I think, in a way that kind of warps your perception of what's important because
Yeah.
they keep throwing these things in your face like that's an important thing to deal with, and I'm like, that's important because they say it's important. And if I didn't know half the stuff, I would be okay with. I could live the rest of my life without knowing what's going on with Taylor Swift or what's going on with.
Oh no, you gotta know. You gotta know her and Katy Perry. They're beefing. They are beefing.
What? What happened? Why are they beefing?
Someone said something.
Was it Lord? Did Lord make something go happen? Is that what happened? Yeah,
They really are beefing.
Are they really? I honestly did not know this. I mean,
Taylor Swift wrote a song about Katy Perry. You're not supposed to know it's about Katy Perry, but it's about Katy Perry.
Is that one where the video people thought was kind of like not her? There was a song that she came out with a video that was really poppy.
Who, Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Is that what you're
Shook It Off?
Is that it? I know the song. I've heard the song, but I didn't really see the video.
No, it was totally different then.
Oh, okay. So
you
can see how much it really matters to me, but
your mom's more in the know than you.
I know but like I don't really need to know some of this stuff. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Like she didn't know about stuff that I don't think is really necessary. But I mean, if it makes her happy to know this stuff, I guess it's it's not going to hurt anybody. But it's like, whoa, like that's what you're into. Okay, fine. Okay, now I am curious. So is it a bad beef between them, or how long has it been going on?
Oh, it's very recent. Taylor Swift has his new album coming out.
Is it like?
And one of the songs is about.
Is it comparable to like when rappers would go at it, like
yeah.
Cannabis and
LL
Cool J. That's the one that popped in my head. Okay. What? Cool Mo D and somebody, and
Cool J.
Yeah. KRS One, and I forget whoever he was against. I don't know. I'm just is that what it's like? The pop version of it with two women. Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't know.
All right, let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Sure. This is the part of the show where we try to educate people about the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I are actual native speakers, so there's a chance we might not get the pronunciation or the meaning exactly correct. So if that happens, please feel free to let us know by commenting on the video or emailing us. But if we do make a mistake, just be understanding that we're just doing this kind of out of fun and out of our intent to promote the Filipino culture through its language. So, Boogie, you got a word?
Cinturon.
Cinturon. Very.
Cinturon.
Very fitting.
I like your pun there, Sterno. Very fitting.
Okay, pun unintended. I didn't even think about that.
Cinturon. Merong ang cinturon sa pantalones mo. Cinturon.
Cinturon. And for those of you who don't know, cinturon is belt. Which does go with our conversation.
Yeah.
So let's make cinturon our word of the day.
Cinturon.
Cinturon. One of those words that actually means the same in Spanish. So, I mean, is
spelled differently, though.
Is it spelled differently?
I believe in Spanish it's spelled Cinturon. In Tagalog, it's spelled Sin.
That was funny because I was actually looking up that one song that they made for Filipino tourism like years ago, Viaje Tayo, and I spelled it like Spanish because I
spelled the V I A J E.
I couldn't find a stupid song. Yeah, I couldn't find a song. And I'm like, oh crap, it's not spelled that way.
It's more like BIHA.
Yeah, it's like
BIYAHE.
I mean, I immediately when I heard Viaje, I'm like, oh, that's the Spanish word for let's go on a trip. And I'm like, oh, can't find a stupid song. I'm like, oh, there it is. I spelled it wrong. I'm the one that's stupid. So.
All right, make sure you visit our website, www.sini-gang.com.
Or email us at thesinigang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at The Sini-Gang.
And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesinigang. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
And this is El Boogie, the Elemental One, saying thanks for listening and
Sige na. Okay, guys, I guess that's it for the recording. thanks for joining us, and check back with us next week. All right. Be good, everybody.